Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. In the kitchen it's watering the Phalaenopsis time, and I thought I'd take this opportunity to have a look at some of the ones that had the Mealy-Bugs pretty bad. I can remember, and most of them were in the bottom shelf. So I'm not going to film every single plant, but that's why I've got the camera in quite close here. I thought we'd have a look at some, and the only thing I don't know really is what happens to the bodies. If the spray actually works, what are we going to see? Are we going to see clean plants now, or are we going to see plants with lots of dead mealy-bugs on? We'll have to find out, won't we? But I'm hoping it's done the job. On the surface, obviously I can see my plants, but they're a bit silhouetted against the window. So sometimes it's a bit difficult to distinguish things. But if we get a few down, and we'll have a look. Difficult to determine. See, now this one has got, where are we? Where's the camera? This one has definitely got mealy-bugs on that leaf. But it's difficult to tell whether mealy-bugs are alive because they don't really move much. It's just those few. Now this one was bad. This one was smothered, and it just has those few there. Now, are they new ones? Are they alive? And the problem is, it is a systemic. It's in the plant. I mean, those are adults. So I mean, if they bite into the plant, they should die. That's the theory. As I said, it's very difficult with mealy-bugs to tell whether they're actually alive or not, because they don't really move much. Well, there's no sign of life, there's no wriggling or anything like that. So, and there's just those couple in that one place. So, there's none on the undersides of any of the leaves. They're all clean. So this sort of looks as though this one's okay. As I say, I've got to water everything anyway, but we'll have a look at a couple more. These are certainly, even if it's not total extinction, if it's got rid of the worst of them, and the others are going to gradually get taken out slowly but surely via the systemic, because the thing is with this one, it's a contact killer as well as a systemic. Because obviously the systemic works a bit more slowly than a contact killer does. It's got to get soaked into the plant, and then the things feeding on it have got to eat enough to actually, you know, become toxic enough to kill them. Now this one was very bad, and it still is. These are all adults, you notice? Whoops, tipping the bark out. These are adults, but this one's got quite a few on it. I wouldn't say that it has worked on that particular plant, but again, I don't know whether these are alive or dead. But this plant is covered in them, basically. There's loads on this plant. I'm physically removing them now. So that plant is definitely still suffering bad. Well, what I think I might do is on the instructions for that spray, it doesn't say anything about a time interval. It doesn't say that you need a repeat application after so many weeks, like most of them do. So I'm wondering whether it would do any harm to give them another spray. See, now this was covered, and they were all over the flower spike. Well, there's none on the flower spike now. Yeah, and this plant's clean. So it does make you wonder, doesn't it? Well, we won't have had any influx from outside. The only ones are here were already here or have bred to generate new ones. But that plant was clean. Next one. As I say, we'll have a look at a few. And this plant's got just a couple on the new growth. The rest of the plant, undersides, are all okay. So it's just those couple. And again, these are adults. You know, there's none of the tiny little ones around the edge of the leaf or anything. I wonder whether it's just that some have hatched out perhaps and haven't fed or, you know, got enough toxin in them to actually die yet, but haven't necessarily bred. No, they're just around that new leaf. On that one anyway. So I wouldn't say this is 100% successful by any means. But they're not covered in them like they were when I last looked and when we sprayed. This one, this plant is again just a couple on the new base of the new growth. Strange that they're all in the same place as well. Whereas before, the majority of them were on the undersides of the leaves and round the edges of the leaves. So just a couple on that one. So it's difficult to say. I mean, the trouble is this stuff obviously works to a degree. The problem with it is it only comes in a ready to use spray, which is effectively a sealed container. There's no concentrate version that you can mix up yourself. And it always warns, all of those concentrates, they always warn people, you know, do not exceed the recommended dose. So they always sort of say, don't mix it up stronger than what we tell you. And I always have wondered why. Unless it could damage the plants. I suppose that's a possibility. So this one had one big one on the new leaf and another one just there. So next to nothing on that one. And I mean, that's got, this is a new leaf. There's another new leaf coming there. So there wasn't much on that one. The trouble is, the worst affected were the smaller ones. The larger plants didn't seem to be that badly infected. Well, we've had a look. I don't plan on doing all of them. There's another little one on the end of this bottom shelf. We could have a quick look at that one as the last one perhaps. Now this has got an extending new leaf that's virtually up to full size. Again, nothing on the undersides. There's some there on the underside of that leaf. And yeah, again, at the base of the new leaf. Seems to be... Now they weren't congregating in that place last time. I wonder if they can tell where the toxins are. You know, take a bite out of something, ugh, that's horrible. And they end up at the base of the new leaves, which is technically new growth. Would the systemic be in it? You see what I mean? The systemic is supposed to, you know, you coat the whole plant, top side, bottom side and everything like that. It soaks in and it's in the plant. Is it capable of moving around the plant? Is it capable of becoming effective in new growth that was produced after the spray had been absorbed? I wonder. Maybe they just know that the new growth is not so toxic. That's a possibility. Now, I'm not technical enough or scientific enough to know that. But the thing is, when you've got a large viewing audience all over the world, it's possible somebody out there does know that. If you do, leave a comment, please. No guessing. Not interested in people what I think is. If the sentence starts with what I think is, then you're just doing the same as me, making assumptions and guessing. You need people who know. They're the people that need to be searched out. Yeah, so I'm not sure this is 100% effective, but it's, again, look, new growth, base of the new growth. Rest of the plant is fine. And just that one in this particular case. But as I did say that the larger plants didn't seem as badly infected when you know, when we had a good look and when I sprayed them. Quite a bit of a faff actually spraying them, but I've got to do it outside, and it has to be done on a day when there is absolutely no wind, so that it doesn't blow all over the place and get on other plants like the garden plants with flowers on and things. Otherwise we could be damaging bees and things. Exactly the same again. Base of the new growth. Exactly the same. And that wasn't where they necessarily congregated before. Well, they formed a consistent pattern. Again, the rest of the leaves, the underside where there were loads, they're clean. It's just mainly around the base of the new growth. Well, my conclusion is that maybe the systemic isn't in that part of the plant, because that part of the plant wouldn't have been sprayed because it didn't exist. Now that's just trying to apply a bit of logical thought that may have no founding whatsoever. That's my theory, what I have. And that's that shelf done, so I've got to put everything away now and start on the next shelf. So we'll leave it at that. I'm going to conclude that it's not 100% effective, but it seems as though it's been incredibly effective on the majority of the surfaces of the plant. The only place where it doesn't seem to have been effective is new growth. Literally, new growth. As I said, you know, there were a lot on the undersides of the leaves, older leaves, including the very oldest leaf, you know, and that doesn't seem to be true this time round. So anyway, that's it for today, and yeah, what is it today? The 5th. We got everything in bud, spike and bloom coming up on the 8th. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's Friday, I believe. I'm out Saturday. We should get videos of somebody else's grow spaces and orchids from Saturday, from the garden party. And what else have we got? We've got a project orchid update in the near future. I've got a feeling that will probably be beginning of next week. Quite honestly, a few days either side of the target date doesn't matter that much, so I might actually do the Project Orchid update this week. It's not one of the most popular videos, but those that like that type of video always watch it and enjoy it, so I'll see how I feel about that. But in the meantime, thanks for dropping by. Don't forget, you always got the option to become a member and get to see extra videos. If you can join on the YouTube channel, you can join on the Patreon site. The links to both are in the description of all of my videos. And if possible, I would have a preference for you to join on the Patreon site, because they don't take so much of a fee as YouTube do. So your donation, more of it would come to the channel, basically. And then in the not too distant future, we do have a trip to Burnham's. So we'll definitely come home with something in a bag from Burnham's, I'm sure. Probably be going with Lynn. She'll probably want to tag along. But that's possibly not this weekend coming, the weekend after. Yeah, so not too long. We'll have a trip to a nursery. I will do a lot of filming there. It's their orchid festival, so it'll probably be a bit busy, but I still manage to film reasonably well even when it's busy, because I can get in the gaps basically. It's such a big place, even when it's busy people still spread out and all gathered together like at some of the shows you go to. Anyway, so that's what's coming up, a little teaser of what's coming up. And as I said, have a think about possibly becoming a member to get some extra videos. And if you join on the Patreon site, you do actually get an extra bonus for those of you who really don't like watching the adverts popping up left, right and centre. The Sunday chat video, which is every Sunday, so that's 4 a month, I actually put an ad-free version on the Patreon site. So as that is quite a long video as well, there would probably be quite a few ads popping up. I don't know because I'm ad-free. But yes, so that's like an added little bonus for being a patron. So anyway, thanks for dropping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.